Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of King Talks About. Today we're talking about not Supergirl, it's the only female DC superhero thing I had, but Wonder Woman. I know we talked about Wonder Woman already, you saw my review, but it's a DC product, so I got this thing. Today is the first episode of Conversations with King. I had the pleasure of having a conversation with a friend of mine who I've known for going on 20 years now. And he has an office space in Kearney. It's a brand new design building. It's kind of modern, kind of cool looking. And we decided to have to meet up there and just, shoot the breeze. The conversation ended up being about Wonder Woman as a continuation of the DCEU, and he saw The Mummy, which I haven't seen yet, as the starting point, and turns out continuation actually, of Universal Monsters, the Dark Universe. So this is a pretty long video, so sit back, enjoy Conversations with King.
All right, so welcome to Modern Samurai TV and
King Talks About.
King Talks About. We're here at Kearney Point. See my other video for the space. We're in the cafeteria. There's a little bit of music going on upstairs. We'll see. Hopefully I can get rid of it. If not, enjoy listening to whatever the heck that is that's going on up there. So, all right, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about movies, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about movie universes. We're going to talk about the Mummy as the beginning of a movie universe, the Dark Universe, as they want to call it.
Right.
And I'm going to talk about Wonder Woman as a continuation of the DC extended universe. So I'll let
You want me to go first?
Ken go first.
All right. Well, I haven't talked about The Mummy yet on my channel. I don't know if I talked about movies before. I probably have. So, yeah, The Mummy is, for those of you who are too young to remember the old black and white sort of, what they're now calling the Dark Universe, but we knew it as the Universal Monsters thing. So it was like The Mummy and Creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula and whatever. There was a whole werewolf, Wolfman or whatever.
Yeah, the Wolfman, Frankenstein,
Frankenstein's
Bride.
Right, sure. Yeah. Any number of Abbott and Costello movies.
Right. Wherever they met.
Right.
The monster.
So now the interesting thing about that is that if you wanted to look back on it, that old series was probably one of the first shared movie universes around, right? Because like Abbott and Costello would meet the Mummy, and then they would go meet Dracula,
Mm-hmm.
and they would talk about when they met the Mummy when they were right. So it was a proto shared universe centered around the Three Stooges or Abbott and Costello, which was horrible. But yeah, so anyway, they're after a number of failed attempts to kind of make franchises out of that. Though I would say the Brendan Fraser Mummy, 3 decent movies made its cash.
Yeah.
So they're rebooting that now.
Right.
And this is the first one, The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise. I don't know, for whatever reason, it's because I'm channeling your channel, so I'm attempting to be a little more like movie-like I know what I'm talking about.
That's funny because I don't know what I talk about when I talk about it. So.
As opposed to my channel, which is very just like, whatever.
Yeah,
just kind of rant about shit.
Yeah, just rant. Let me just talk about it. Nothing, we ain't got to get all scientific and in depth. We just gotta two guys talking about
movies.
Talking about a movie that you saw and then I saw.
So, were you a fan of the Brendan Fraser Mummy?
Yes. I actually own the first 2 because the third one kind of fell down in quality. But I'm a fan of the Brendan Fraser.
Okay, all right. As am I. I thought they walked a really nice line, in a very superhero movie way, right? There was a little horror, there was a little action, there was a lot of comedy.
Yep.
I won't put it on the level, but it had the feel of the best of the Marvel movies.
Right.
I mean,
It was Marvel before Marvel. Yeah.
Right.
That's how I saw it in my head. Yep.
Yeah. So, and they didn't. I don't know. I've read some stuff with the director and the producer where they're not saying definitively whether the Brendan Fraser mummies are canon or not. But the statement was that all Universal monster movies, he doesn't want to evaporate any of them.
Right.
So essentially, they're all canon, as far as we know.
Okay.
And that's fine because it's not as if the events that led to the creation of the mummy were unique. And it's not like a meteor hit the planet and you got a mummy, right? It was a ritual that, if interrupted in a particular way, in theory, would reliably result in an undead.
Right.
Which is an astonishingly stupid ritual. I'm just,
Yeah.
But a lot of movies count on that. Like Superman counted on that idea of we're going to gather up the most dangerous people we know and make them immortal, and then we're going to count on the fact that they don't get out of wherever it is we put them to keep us safe. But I don't know that we would take serial killers and turn them into, give them like a machine gun and then lock them in a room.
Right.
I don't know that there was a purpose in making them powerful and then locking them away. Probably better off just locking them away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably just end them, not make them godlike, and then go, where's it going to put them away now?
Because, it would just make me want to, I figure if you're going to make me godlike, then I'll become a criminal and you make me, and then eventually I'll get out.
Right.
So presumably you could have had the Brendan Fraser mummy movies and nothing about them is a paradox with this movie.
Well, also the Brendan Frasers were set in the 50s?
Yeah.
I want to say. So, yeah.
Yeah. And the book makes an appearance.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
The Book of the Dead or whatever with the gold, with the clasp and the thing, it's on a desk in the library, along with like a glass jar with a creature from the Black Lagoon hand. And so it's among the background.
Okay.
So we can imagine that if this organization whose job it is to keep track of extra paranormal events, if the Brendan Fraser events happened, then they would have gone and secured the book.
Right.
We can imagine it, right?
Yeah.
It could happen. So there you go.
So that's not bad. That's actually, look, you're starting a universe, but you're continuing the long line of the Universal monsters. That's actually
you're kind of just giving a continuity to things that didn't have it, but you instantly get to hitch on to all of that history.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. And the movie itself I liked. I liked Russell Crowe. He plays Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
Right. That much I know. Yeah.
They did an interesting thing with that, which is not a spoiler. They inverted the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. So he's always Hyde. Unless he's taking the drug, which civilizes him.
Okay.
So if he was to lose access to the chemistry and his intellect, he would revert to, which always made more sense to me because Dr. Jekyll and Hyde was always intended to be about civilized man keeping his monster in check.
Right.
But in the movies, he had to take action to become the monster. So just don't take the drug.
Right.
And they would get over it by saying he was addicted to the power and it was like a drug addiction. But that wasn't the struggle, right? The struggle was to keep it down.
Right.
So now he's basically the Hulk with a drug.
Right. That's how I saw it. He's always angry. He's always there. Yeah. And then he's calm whenever the... And
there's something about watching Russell Crowe try not to go crazy and murder everyone in the room that made me go home and watch Virtuosity again.
Sweet. Yeah, I love Russell Crowe and almost anything he does. So. Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, it was good. Other than that, the movie was good. You finally get to see Tom Cruise get killed, which is awesome. This is like the 9th airplane that's getting ready to crash I've seen Tom Cruise escape from. So to have him not get out of one as you saw in the trailer.
Right.
To have him not get out of one was existentially satisfying in a way.
Right. That's great. It's like, you're not going to survive a
Yeah, you're waiting for him to get out, pull out some miracle, and he just doesn't, and that's deeply happy. In a way that I'll watch the first half hour of Live Die Repeat, like always, just to watch Tom Cruise get killed in different ways.
Nice.
And I like Tom Cruise. I find him very personable, and I like him as an actor. There's something about watching him get killed that just makes me happy.
Yeah. You can only be bulletproof for so long, and so people go, "Is he going to die?" No, it's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. He's not going to die. Yeah. So that's basically the thumbnail of the movie. If we're going with the rating scale, I'm giving it, a solid 4 out of 5. But my scale is so deeply logarithmic. It's basically movies I never see, which are 1. And then movies I'm never going to see again, which is the 2.
Wow.
The movies I'll watch if someone I care about it, or if I'm with a group of people. Mm-hmm. And then 4 are movies that at some point I'm going to be working and going, you know what? Let me put that on.
Put this on, yep.
Movies I would pay money for to own on Amazon.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
And then 5 is... Actually, interestingly enough, all my 5 movies I don't watch very often because they demand my attention.
Right. They're up on the pedestal, so you do not.
Yeah, I can't just casually.
It's the toy that's at the top of the thing that's your favorite that you wouldn't dare play with.
Like you take currently Oblivion is in there, right?
Nice.
But 5 is like a 9 woman, right? They're all different. They're there for different reasons. And Oblivion's so pretty. And the soundtrack is so good that I've tried putting Oblivion on while I work. And I just can't work for an hour and whatever.
Right.
And there I am. TV. I'm just like watching.
Just trying to...
yeah. Lord of the Rings are that way. I can't watch the movies while I work, but I can put the production commentary on and and waste 3 hours just working away. Yeah. So I'll give it a 4. I'll pay my $12 when it's on. Right. When it comes to Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So there you go. That's The Mummy. You should go see it. No one else is, apparently.
Yeah. Let's give it a chance in the theater.
That's right. Just give it a chance. It deserves a look. And the girl is very attractive.
Right, the English woman.
Yeah, the crazy chick from Kingsman. Who was apparently also in a Star Trek movie I've seen and can't remember. She was Jada or whatever, the weird chick with the white makeup and the whatever, and the last Star Trek movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, yeah.
Why you would hire a girl that pretty and then turn her into that, I don't know. But they did.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And they hired her for acrobatics.
I guess, because she started a Nike commercial. I watched a thing about her. I guess she got her start doing Nike. Like, she was in a series of commercials as an athlete. Like, Just Do It kind of a thing. She was like a Just Do It girl. So, yeah. Man, I hope these mics are adjusted reasonably. All right, anyway, so that's The Mummy. Do you have any comments or questions?
I mean, was there any thing that said, you're going to want to stick around to watch the next one, which I believe is The Bride of Frankenstein, and then the next one that I think is The Invisible Man with Johnny Depp?
I think...
Does it feel like a standalone movie? Or
it does. It feels like a standalone movie. But I'm interested in the meta setup. In the same way, like, the Hellboy movies were much more interesting to me for the organization than for Hellboy.
Okay.
Though I like the character, I just, whatever.
Right.
I have no interest in The Invisible Man. I couldn't care less about the creature from the Black Lagoon. The Bride of Frankenstein, whatever. Frankenstein himself, De Niro covered it, right? I'm done with this. So, I don't know. The Mummy was the most interesting character they had. Okay. He's their Iron Man, in a way. Especially the way they did it here, because now that the Mummy in this universe does not have to stay wrapped in bandages, dragging itself around, right? So now he's basically, the mummy, being cursed as the mummy in this universe is essentially being Wolverine. Like, you're effectively immortal, you're incredibly strong, you have a couple weaknesses, but you're, but I don't know what Frankenstein, like, but again, there are talented people who make shit work that I didn't think was going to work. I didn't think the raccoon was going to work. I got no clue about this stuff, so who knows? But no, I didn't go home going, I can't wait for the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Right, okay.
But I want to see more of Russell Crowe and the organization, how they tie these things into historical events. So
okay.
I'll go with that.
It's good.
Yeah, so there you go.
Alrighty, so that was your take on the Mummy.
On the Mummy.
And I'm going to briefly talk about Wonder Woman. I don't know if you can check the time.
I gotta check the camera. Just hang on, guys.
And we're back.
Yeah, and we're back. So before the jump cut, if you missed it, it was the Mummy. All right, next.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about Wonder Woman really quick. I already did a review. You saw my review.
That's right.
You guys saw my review. It's a great movie. 4.5. I highly recommend. If it's still in the theater near you, go watch it. This is a complete 180 from Batman v Superman and the Man of Steel movie. I mean, you've got it's wartime, so it is dark at points, but it is light and cheery because she's bringing hope. Hope, what you thought Superman's chest, the S meant hope. The man has no hope. The man was just dreary. The man, he's hopefully when he's resurrected, because obviously he's going to come back. That's not a spoiler. That's just common sense. He's coming back. Hopefully he'll have a change of heart and be a lighter, more caring Superman that we recognize.
Okay.
But Wonder Woman brought hope. She was, looking for she looked for the good in humanity. And this movie is just really, really good and directed well. And it turns out I saw a video where this was Patty Jenkins' second movie. Her first one was Monster, like 13 years ago.
Right.
This is her second movie. She's been doing TV.
Yeah.
But this is her second movie. So
I never saw Monster. Was it any good?
I saw clips of it. Charlize Theron, Made Ugly.
Yeah, I can't hack it.
She won an Oscar. I'm not going to complain.
Well, sure. I mean, anytime you take a hot chick and make her ugly or crazy, they're going to give you an Oscar.
Right. So Patty Jenkins did a great job. Hopefully, she'll do the second one since they're in negotiations, and she gets paid.
Well, and isn't that emblematic of the idiocy of? Like, why would you not lock her into a contract just in case? Just throw the $5 million away.
Just in case.
And take the option.
But they decided, no, we're going to use her once because this character may not work. And
that's that vision thing, right?
Yep, which they have done. So they have no faith in this. But Wonder Woman now looking towards the future. Now, when I started this video, I said we're going to talk about Wonder Woman as the continuation of the universe. Mm-hmm. They're scrapping everything in the universe. They're rewriting the Flash movie. The Batman movie is on hiatus. The Aquaman movie, I think, is the only one that's still in production. And when I say production, I don't mean they started filming it or anything. It's the only one that still has a director attached to it. The only one who still has the story that they were working on.
Right.
So, except that's like in 2020. So, that's the only one that they're still, that's happening. Flash is being rewritten. Batman is up in the air. We don't even know if Batman's going to be played by
Affleck.
By Affleck. Oh. That's up in the air.
I'm such a fan of Batfleck.
I liked his Bruce Wayne. He was very broody because he was an older Bruce Wayne.
Right.
It wasn't the Bruce Wayne that just came back and was the billionaire playboy.
Right, the ninja badass.
Right. This is a 20-year-old veteran Batman. Is like, I'm tired of this guy. Shooting people. Oh, Batman doesn't kill. Batman killed plenty of people in the comics. So, this completely rewrites that universe. They're looking at this movie as a template for the ongoing. The problem with that is that they already filmed Justice League.
Right. Sure.
So Justice League is already done, and now they're going to look at this one, the Wonder Woman movie, and Joss Whedon, who is doing the pickups and the reshoots for Justice League, is adding his touches in, but I'm not even sure if he can change whatever Zack Snyder, Snyderized,
right.
the Justice League.
Can you make the Justice League footage look like Wonder Woman at this point? Is
Right.
that possible?
Can you show her as the center of hope, as opposed to a broody Batman, a dead Superman, a fish bro Aquaman?
Yeah.
Can Wonder Woman be the shining light? If he can do that, then I have hope for the universe. If he's working with whatever Snyder gave him, and he's like, I can't do anything with this. I could just make it, spit polish. Okay, but they've got a road ahead of them, because none of the movies except for Wonder Woman now have been widely accepted. There are people who like Batman v Superman, people who like Man of Steel, but the wide variety.
But those are like the pineapple on pizza people. I mean, it's just
right. Yes, which you should never do, by the way. Please,
but with ham,
please.
Pineapple and ham on pizza is not bad.
If you're in Hawaii, enjoy. If you're in Jersey or New York, I'm sure I can find someone, according to John Wick, who can kill you. If you don't get the reference, watch John Wick. Was it number 2 or because I have
2.
I have this volume 2 in my head.
Yeah,
from,
I think it just has 2.
Yes, watch John Wick 2, and you're gonna find yourself a hitman around every corner. There you go. But yeah, I mean, as good as Wonder Woman was, I'm not sure.
Well, that's the problem. If Justice League is shot already
it's already shot.
It's like doing Avengers before you figured out Iron Man is the tentpole. Right. I mean, now they're like, oh, Wonder Woman. Oh, yeah. But I don't understand how that was a question. You're looking at the people you're thinking about making movies with, right? Mm-hmm. Focusing a movie on. You've got some dude I can't remember the name of who's Superman, right? You've got Ben Affleck.
Right.
You've got whoever the hell is doing whatever. I don't even know who else is. Like, this is how little I care.
Right.
And then you have a supermodel in a spangled miniskirt. I can tell you which one of these movies to base your universe around.
Right.
Right? I mean, this is not challenging. Which one do we pick? Oh, I don't know. Which one will people go see? The supermodel, dude. Pick the supermodel.
Yeah.
Every single... Because it's the only one that had a girl in it. I'm sorry. Superman had whoever was...
And there's a Lois Lane.
And she was cute. Her name. Whatever. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're cute. Freckles, blonde hair.
Yes.
Takes herself too seriously to get undressed. Not Amy Adams, right?
Amy Adams.
Is it Amy Adams?
No.
All right, but anyway, I'm not going to Google it on camera. You go figure it out.
Right. You guys already know who it is.
Whoever it is. Not the girl from House of Cards. The other one that looks just like her.
Okay.
So anyway, her.
Right.
And then... Oh, and in one of the Batmans, they had Margot... The girl from Secretary. She's got a brother who's also...
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Fine actress, not eye candy.
No.
So I don't know. Anyway, so this is really the first DC movie with a really hot girl looking hot.
Yeah. Which they made mention to in the movie. They tried to dress her modern to that time.
Right.
And then he was looking at her, and then the secretary. This is a joke, so it's not really a spoiler in the movie. It's just a joke in the movie. And she says, "Try not to look at her like she's the most attractive woman you have ever seen." He's like,
right.
And she's in regular clothes.
Well, but she's supposed to be, right? She's a superhero.
Right.
I just, before we left today to come here, I saw something about, I guess there's been an uproar about a leaked version of Joss Whedon's, what's supposed to be Joss Whedon's script for Wonder Woman. I guess he did.
Oh, right. Yeah, like 10 years ago, he wrote one.
And it's BuzzFeed or the Daily Dot was like, it's the single most sexist thing you've ever seen in your life, right? and I'm like, so I'm reading their description, and they're like, Wonder Woman goes into a nightclub, and she has to get the attention of the villain. So obviously she does it by dancing sexy. Mm-hmm. But then you read the section of the script they reproduce, and that's not what's going on, right? Like, yes, she gets attention, but Whedon had written her as an elemental force. Like, she's a god. Mm-hmm. Like, not actually fashioned from people, right?
Right.
So this woman walks into a room, and yes, an entire nightclub of men essentially stop moving and watch her walk by. That's not sexism.
Right. No, not at all.
But you can say it that way. You can go, the most powerful woman in the world walks into a room, and obviously every guy stares at her ass. But that's not what you know what I mean? Yeah. That's not how it was written on the page. So if you're caught up in the controversy, read the leaked script. I think it's much less, from the segments I've seen, it's Joss, right? But I think it's a lot less two-dimensional than they gave it credit for, right? But so she's supposed to be like nothing you've ever seen.
Right, exactly. She's from an island of Amazonian, who you immediately think the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. Amazonian warrior women.
And particularly at what, World War I? Is this? Right, World War I. So before Pilates, before anybody knew what strength training really was for women, you get a chick walking through who's been fighting her whole life. I mean, which brings me to, by the way, one of the luckiest jobs on the planet. Apparently she was pregnant when they did reshoots.
Yeah.
So they had the Wonder Woman outfit with a green panel in the belly, and some dude spent like, what are you doing today? I'm on a 4K monitor with this much of Gal Gadot, or whatever, however you say that, in the middle of my screen, and all I'm doing is sculpting her out today. When are you going to be done? Never. I'm literally never done with this job.
Right. When are you going to finish? It doesn't matter.
That's right. Why would I finish? So I don't know. I don't know if they can salvage it. I mean, Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, Justice League I think it's out in November, so we're going to find out this year. So if Justice League was coming out next year, and we had something in between, then maybe, we wouldn't be coming off such a hot, like if they had an Aquaman that was okay or something, we wouldn't be coming off such a high. But it's Wonder Woman, and what I'm expecting, Justice League. So,
see, if they don't mind throwing away $1 billion, what they should do is just jettison everything they have in the can, treat her as their Iron Man, keep the Superman v Batman movie they have, but in the time frame between here and there, just go Fast and Furious on this thing. Show us Wonder Woman meeting the proto-Batman. Show us Wonder Woman finding Superman. And then we'll get to Batman vs. Superman, where it should have been at the end of 4 movies.
Right.
And then and in like 2019, let's go do Justice League. No. That's never going to happen.
No. Justice League is almost. I'm just gonna say it's probably almost in the can. So they've got a lot of CGI and stuff and work to do, but it's out in November. That's done. They're not working. They're not continuing on that.
Yeah.
That's in the can.
That's going to be rough.
Yeah. So
I don't know if Fishbro can save it.
Well, Gal Gadot is our eye candy. Fishbro is the women's eye candy, because Jason Momoa will bring all the women to the yard, as they say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's fine, right? Because if he's having a good time and she's having a good time,
right?
If between the two of them as outsiders, they can anchor the insanity that is brooding Batman and I'm So Sad Superman.
Right.
Because apparently infinite power is a burden.
Right.
He's essentially a vampire without even the need to drink blood. Like, there's literally no downside to being Superman, except people on the street might recognize him.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that. That's,
yeah.
Well, that was our take on
the Wonder Woman DC Universe recap.
The Wonder Woman DC Extended Universe, because they can't make it DC Universe, because that's what their comics are labeled. So it's DC Extended Universe and the Dark Universe with the Mummy.
That's right.
So
wait, DC wouldn't license their own name to their own movies?
No, they've got to keep it separate so that you don't think they're talking about one versus the other. So it's DCEU as opposed to DCU.
And Marvel has the Marvel Cinematic, the MCU.
Right.
All right, I see it.
Which works because it's still like, Marvel Comics Universe, Marvel Cinematic. It's still a C. So when you read it, you're like, oh, Marvel Comics. Okay. But
if I had one wish, I would go to
DCEU.
both companies and basically put a gun to their head and tell them to stop fucking with the continuity. Like every time they're like, oh, that happened on Earth 394.5.
Right.
We're gonna screw that movie. You would think once you started making movies that you are now locked into a continuity, but I don't think that's. I think they're going to be more than capable of.
No, if Fox has anything to do with it, the mutant movies are just jumbled all over the place. They don't understand continuity at all. They're trying to continue now from the new class.
Yeah.
They're trying to continue that line, except they're still sticking, McAvoy and Fassbender, and then they're going to go, oh, but Wolverine's going to have, Stewart.
Right.
And the only movie that interests me, I watch them, but Deadpool in the Fox universe.
Sure.
Deadpool will just be will always be the top of the Fox universe, because he can reference both, because he's Deadpool.
Yeah, right.
So,
alrighty.
So I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
Our first collab here.
We'll talk Transformers another time, I think.
Yep, that's
after we've seen it.
That's the next review is Transformers. Maybe it'll be another collab review, or it'll be a double review.
I don't know why I keep feeling like I have to wait. It's because I can't see the screen.
You can't see the screen.
I feel like I need to.
No, I'm used to looking at the camera lens whenever I do a video. So.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking at my own monitor. So like everybody who watches me in the car, I'm always looking vaguely to the right of the selfie camera.
But you're also driving, so it's kind of like you're looking at the road.
The amount of mail. Well, I have like 12 viewers, so but half of them have written me. Fully 50% engagement, which I think
that's 2 times more than me, by the way.
But 50% engagement.
Yes.
Right? But no, I get messages from people all the time, like, please stop driving while you're whatever. One winter, they saw me almost crash. And I got a message because I'm literally talking, and then I stop talking for a second and my eyes get ready. And out of the back window of the car, it just fishtails just a little.
Nice.
And then it stops, and I go back to what I was talking about. Somebody's like, 12 minutes, 37 seconds. They're like, were your tires attached to the road? I'm like, no, we were drifting through a stoplight.
Oh, those are the best. Those car videos. It's just like, okay, right.
Okay, yeah. Oof. All right,
I shuddered the first day.
And we're back.
Yeah, right. Some cop's gonna pull me over and he's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be like trying to shut the camera off without him seeing the finger.
Right.
Which would be great, except he'll shoot me. I'll be like reaching for something and be like, "Put your hands up." I just gotta turn off the live stream. No. All right. So first collab. If you watch it on my channel, go watch his channel. If you watch it on his channel, come over to mine. I doubt seriously our audience has much overlap at the moment, so we could double our viewership.
Yeah. There will be links on the bottom, to his channel on my page, and links, I guess, to mine on his.
I'll probably put a thumbnail of him
So yeah.
somewhere. Oh, all right, there we go.
All right,
Turn it
off. Peace out.